My name is Matt Colbeck. I'm 19. Originally from Berkshire in the southeast, and I moved down here about 10 years ago. And yeah.
Hi, my name is Claire and I'm a paediatric nurse and I work on a children's ward in North Devon. And my role is a relatively new one that I started nearly 3 years ago with a special interest in mental health.
Hello mate, you alright?
Yeah, I'm good mate.
Marvellous.
Obviously, repping the Brawn FC at the moment. Could go up to Camp Lob, kick a ball around. Spurs playing tonight, so big Champions League semi-final. Have some wee big skinnies. Can't go wrong.
Is this your go-to then?
Yeah, every day, mate. Got to get on the protein. Like. So what BDD is, it's a perceived, like imagination of like perceived flaws. So basically, like a lot of people are like insecure and like suffer with like self-confidence issues, but it's sort of like that. But next level, it's actually a form of OCD. So like you're compulsive about your appearance. So let's say I got like a zit on my chin, for example, just like, not that I do, but just like to pluck something out the air. Like to you, you may not even notice it, but to me or someone that suffers with it, you may think it's the biggest thing in the world, and a lot of people perceive it being just like vain and like a bit like silly, but it's genuinely, it's like, it is a form of OCD at the end of the day. So that's going to be a big one. So we'll see that with Billy and Joel potentially.
Billy's at work, I think, mate.
No, he's not.
Is he not?
Don't work Tuesdays anymore.
Since when?
His boss texted him this morning going, until it picks up, do you mind not doing Tuesdays anymore? And he asked me, he's like, what do I reply to that? I was like, I don't know, just say, yeah, okay, cool. And he did, like.
It takes an incredibly strong person to say, I'm not feeling great, because the individuals will often want to keep soldiering on and carrying on and doing what they could do.
It's a treehouse where Jack Tannen's 11th birthday took place. It's all, and like you say, it is like until you actually go see someone about it, you do just think it's like you being like sort of silly. So I reckon we'll get Kane round. We'll go up to Lob Fields and play a bit of football. Kane is my best mate, who I've known for 11 years. Bit of deluded West Brom fan. We both played for Braunton together, and he's a good lad. Yeah, like everyone's like friends. Like I think they're the most important thing you can have in your life, along with family, obviously. And because recently, like my dad, within the last couple of weeks, got diagnosed with cancer. So he was up the hospital, had an operation, and now it's just a waiting game of finding out like whether it's spread and the tests and stuff. But it's looking positive. But like my friends, especially like Jack and Ryan, who I was with at the time, like when I found out the news, like Jack gave me like a big hug, said it was going to be alright, and like drove me back to where I needed to be to like support my family, sort of thing. And like without friends, like I don't know like where I'd be or where anyone would be, really, because you need that network of support. And like me and like 6-7 other of my mates are going to Malia in the summer, so like nice sunny holiday just to get away and like sort of like relax and unwind, and I'm like really looking forward to that. It's within like just like a month and 10 days or something like that now, so like crazily close. So yeah, I'm really excited for that. That'll be amazing. Hi chat, how's it going?
What's this?
What's this? Filming a
You're right,
documentary.
Oh, mate.
Oh, mate, Kane's a grafter. He's like, give him some credit. He'll try and try. He may get rejected 10 times, but he'll succeed once. So. He said he's going to buy me something, I heard.
Well, I didn't say that.
No, I think you did.
I don't think I did.
I'm pretty sure I heard you say that.
Is it nice?
Yeah, no, it is.
It's one of your finest takeaway, it is.
There you go, Kane.
It better be good.
No, it is, trust me. So yeah, this is where we play our football. There's 4 teams for my local team, Braunton FC. We play every Saturday and train every Wednesday, and yeah, so I've been at this club for 3 years and enjoying some of the best football of my life. Scored 21 goals this season, was 5th in the Golden Boot. We finished 4th this season, and next season we're going for the title, I believe. So
Medication alone often isn't enough. You need to do some talking therapy, so cognitive behavioural therapy, and giving you new ways to think about and process issues to help yourself but along with medication. And I do think that medication is necessary in a number of cases because there will be a chemical imbalance within the brain.
It's called Cetraline, and it is basically just sort of like tops up your serotonin levels. So obviously when you're down, it's not a quick fix. A lot of people just think medication, happy pills, you're going to be okay straight away, but it's not the case. It's not like a miracle like cure. It helps definitely, and like it's more about not making you happy all the time. It's sort of leveling you out so that your mood doesn't change. So one minute you may be feeling okay, then the next you're going to be completely down, and like the medication just sort of like levels you out and tries to bring you to terms with it. And for me, that was a last resort. I tried counselling. I tried something called CBT, which is cognitive behavioural therapy, which tries to enable you to think differently, and because it is like obviously it's a brain like malfunction. Like yeah, that was the last resort, but I felt I was only on them for sort of 6 months, and I'm in a lot better place now, I believe, because of them. So yeah, definitely helps.
Indeed it is. Mate, I'm actually so happy you passed your test finally.
Oh, cheers, mate.
How many theory tests did it take you?
7.
7?
7, yeah.
How many practicals did it take you?
Oh, it took me 1. 1 practical.
Mate, you need to beat this guy now. 2? Is he lying?
No, 1. Tell him the truth, Kane. I told him the truth. 1. You crashed into a lamppost first. I can't fucking power apart, mate. Luckily, it wasn't the manoeuvre on my test.
Even if you look at it from like a scientific standpoint, exercise releases like endorphins, which is like obviously feel good chemicals. So like even just like people that don't experience mental health, like going for a run or doing exercise just genuinely makes you feel better. And I think personally for me, like it definitely does as well. Like I've always been sporty at school. I was the sports captain for our like my house. Always took part in like the sports days and all the events. Like I've always like had a predisposition to like love sport, but it definitely does help like doing football in senses that like I say, 1, it releases endorphins, 2, it's being in a team environment and social and feeling like you have people around you, sort of thing, which is like obviously as a team like that's brilliant, and stuff like that. So I think sport for people with mental health, I think they should definitely try something like that first, because like a lot of people who, let's say, are going through like mild depression or anxiety, obviously it's still a thing, but like the first like port of call isn't medication or something. You definitely got to try doing stuff like meditation, doing sport, like all that sort of stuff. That like that's the first step, I'd say. Obviously career wise, I wanted to be in the police. That's something I've always wanted to do. But at the moment, you need like a driving license to get in. They do apprenticeships for it now. So, I mean, me and Ted can't really fit in here anymore. But
Oh, we didn't have to duck when we were allowed.
no, I know. Times change. Cane Paul probably doesn't struggle with that anymore. Well, come up here, see if you have to duck. He actually doesn't. Just. But nah, like yeah, that's something I've always wanted to do. So that's career-wise. So I'm just working on the driving at the moment, and I've been offered a job at my local shop up the road, cost cutter. So got to fill in a few forms for that, and get it back to them by today, and then yeah, starting there with one of my mates, Steve. So signing the contract now. Being the big first summer signing of the windows. So hope to get started and kick on with my new club.
Yes, lad.
I've aged like a fine wine. What a man. What's your daytime number, Ted?
07.
You've been demoted. You've been demoted.
Yeah.
Some people will say social media plays a big part in the negative feelings of young people. I can see that because you don't ever get a break from it. But equally, I can see that social media has a real positive part to play, and is a part of a young person's life.
Yeah.
Cane Paul's being so nice, he's going to buy me some food in Crosscutter as well. Don't forget to hashtag it. Good day.
Mate, you got the job then?
Yes, I do, mate.
Yes, lad. What did they say?
Yeah, just said like basically, cheers for handing it in sort of thing, and then got to do some like online tests, and then be joining Steve at the cost cutter dem, sorting people out.
Matt, I heard you're also the free kick taker.
I do free kicks.
Wait, do you play in goal as well?
No, mate. That's the only thing I don't do. I take corners, free kicks, penalties, you name it, mate. I'm pretty versatile when it comes to set pieces.
Matt, give us a backflip.
Here you're watching my former gymnastics, inner gymnastics. A lot of people are quite well educated about those sort of things now, which I think is good, but for like this and other sort of like OCD type illnesses and other stuff, like people aren't really too aware of it, and like you can't, it's quite a hard one to like explain to people and understand. Like a lot of people, there's been times where my mates have said like, oh, why don't you come away and do like a stag do in Dublin and stuff like that, and I've had to turn it down because I've just not been feeling in the right place for it, and people just think like you're either being boring or you don't want to or whatnot, and that's not the case. And it's like, I think it should be all mental illnesses, not just like depression and anxiety, should be like pushed to be more mainstream and like have more people talk about them. Yeah, it was a good workout, mate. Nice to rinse Billy Scott a few 1v1 challenges, obviously. Scored a few bangers. I mean, we got them on film, so yeah, it's been pretty productive, if I'm not gonna lie, mate. See, there was like racism in like the 60s, like homophobia in like the 70s, and like all of this stuff still, like to some degree, although it's getting better, like exists today. It's just like the way times are and stuff, like people just not like fully being educated on these things. Like I think the next generation, like after us, they'll be taught these sort of illnesses in school. Like that's the way I think it will go, and like stuff like that. And it's just like, yeah, I think it's just a case of people not being educated about it in the time, and they'll look back in, let's say, like 50 years and they'll say like, what were they doing back in 2019, like not being educated on this stuff and still thinking it's like a taboo subject.
Do you reckon Tyler would enjoy himself?
I can't see why he wouldn't, if he doesn't bottle this, obviously, because he's a bit known for that, but we'll let him on. Yes! Come on, not again. No, again. No! Yeah, I think it is. Great taste in every bite. I'm not sponsored, don't worry.
So I was below from Tyler Prowse, apparently I'm with somebody in a lonely town.
That's good.
Right. Oh, what's this?
No, fuck off. Go back out there. We're going to do the handshake. That would look good.